Right. So yes, again, please focus on those keywords when it comes to explaining marketing, the definition of marketing. Okay, relationship, exchange, value. Okay, so there are some keywords that we want to focus on when it comes to explaining marketing. All right. Okay. Now look, this some time ago, Kotler suggested that marketing is the organizational function. Okay, and as an organizational function, that one implies that marketing is marketing department. Okay, in the latest definition, marketing is defined as an activity. Okay, as an activity, not an organizational function anymore. Okay, now this is actually the one that Kotler and the American Marketing Association developed in year 2003. So, 4 years after that, they revised the definition and changed the word organizational function into a set of activity and processes for creating, communicating, delivering value to customers, right? So it has changed. Now that has implication, all right? If we say marketing, we think marketing as the organizational function, that actually means marketing is only conducted by a group of people only. And the fact that to communicate, to create, communicate, deliver value, we need the entire organization. We need the sales management team. We need the accounting team, finance team, R&D team, marketing team, manufacturing team. Everybody works hand in hand to create, communicate, and deliver value for customers. Okay, so that is the thing that I'd like to highlight from this definition. Okay, all right. So again, there are a few keywords in here in terms of marketing definitions, as discussed before: satisfaction of customer needs, wants, and requirements. All right. So in brief, we need to think about the customer's need in the first instance when it comes to marketing. Okay. Okay, now let's move on, guys. I'm going to. I can't. I don't think we have time to present all slides that that they have published for us. So I'm going to skip some of them. Okay. The other thing that I'd like to highlight to you is the term target market is not a critical point. Target market is simply defined as a group of people that we expect to become our customers. Okay, and that is actually the first critical decision the marketing organizations need to make, because that will affect how the company should develop their capability. Okay, what capabilities that they need to have, or they need to adopt, they need to acquire, so that they can meet the customer's need. Remember, different customer has different need. You and your brother, you and your friend, right? You and your partner, for instance, have different need. Right? Therefore, we need to be when we decide the target market, it actually brings us to an insight or implication, if you like, what kind of capability that we need to have as an organization. Okay. Right. Now, this one here is basically related to marketing philosophy. Okay. What is that marketing philosophy? Or the other authors label them as the marketing management orientation. All right, marketing philosophies or marketing management orientation actually reflects the direction, right? The direction that the company is taking to guide their marketing activities. Okay, there are 5 of them. Okay, the first one is production concepts. Okay, the company that adopts production concepts would normally focus on making the products available and affordable. If you look at that box, the 2 keywords in here are available and affordable. Okay, this company would normally believes that everybody's need is the same. Therefore, they will make one thing for everybody. Okay. Well, look, if we go back to the ancient period, when Henry Ford offered Model T, a car in America, at that time, his vision was to modernize the way American people transport themselves from riding a horse into driving a car. right? So he promised to the customers, I'm going to offer Model T with any color as long as it is black. Okay. Question: why? What does it mean? How many colors do they make? Well, only one color, yes. Hello. Only one color, yes. Now the question is, why only one color that he offered for the customers? Well, because if it is only one color, it will make the production cost down. All right. If he makes the production cost down, then he can make the product available for massive customers. Yeah. So that is the reason why he promised to provide with only one color. Okay. Right. So that's production concept. Okay. In today's marketing landscape, there are still companies focusing on production concept. Well, if you look at Chinese players, all right, where their focus is pretty much around making the product cheap. Okay, because a lot of Chinese factories, Chinese players envision themselves to be the factory of the globe, factory of the planet. They want to supply anything to the globe, right? You name it: toys, food, fashion, electronic products, and so on and so forth. So that they're focusing on making their products cheap. Okay, so there's still companies adopting that kind of philosophy. Okay, now let's move on. The next one is product concept. By the way, if you have questions, put your hand up. We are going to attend to your question. Okay. The second concept is basically what we call as product concept. The companies that adopt this philosophy actually focus more on focus more on the quality of the product, the performance of the product, the features of the product, the innovation of the innovativeness of the product. Okay, because they believe if they deliver strong product quality, customers will come. That is what they. That is the philosophy that they adopt. Okay, and the third one is selling concept. Okay, the company that adopts this philosophy believes that the customers they will make the volume if they perform a large scale of selling and promotional activities. Okay, in that case, they're going to do advertising campaign. They may have telemarketers ringing us when we have dinner, right? Does it happen to you guys? Yeah. So yeah, sometimes when we have dinner, suddenly we receive phone calls, right? Ring, ring, ring. Okay, and we know that telemarketers are calling us. Okay, so they're going to push. Okay, and if you look at your TV, very likely insurance companies running advertising campaign. Okay, so there's some other there's an example of companies adopting the selling concepts. Okay, right now let's move on. The next one is the next concept is marketing concept. The company that adopts marketing concept believes that they are going to win the game if they meet the customer's needs and wants. Okay, if they satisfy the customer's needs and wants, the customers will come to them. Right. So what do? What they do is actually they research the customer's need. This is when our research topic will come into our course. Right. They conduct marketing research. Right. To understand what the customer's needs are, what the preferences are. Right. Where the trend is going. And then they design the offering to meet their needs, right? This one is actually similar to the marketing definition that we discussed before. Okay, so and the companies believe that they are going to make profit if they can satisfy the customer's need, right? And the last one is actually what we call as a societal marketing concept. The organizations that adopt this philosophy actually believe that they need to find a balance between meeting the customer's needs, okay, the company's interest in this interest making profit, and the society interests at large. Okay, so what is the society's interest in marketing organization? There are two things that our society is interested in our organization. The first one is being socially responsible or ethical. The second one is being environmentally responsible. Okay, why does society want that from us? Because the society wants to ensure that everything that we can enjoy now, everything that our generation can enjoy now can be passed on to the next generation, next generation, next generation, right? So they include two concepts, being ethical or social responsible, and the other one is being environmentally responsible. Okay. Now, look, social responsible. As an example, you may recall that some time ago, the Lehman Brothers filed bankruptcy. Okay, because they did. Experts mentioned that they did accounting tricks, so that they are kind of allowed, in quote unquote, to expand their market share aggressively. But apparently, they didn't have the capacity to expand their business into the property business in America aggressively. Okay, they had to file bankruptcy, and they had to lay off 3,000 jobs at a time. But the 3,000 jobs is one thing that is painful for those people losing the job. Not only that, actually, because the impact is actually giving questions to everybody at a time. Can we still trust the capitalism system or not? Because they get the fund from the stock exchange market, right? Like a lot of Australian people, Australian consumers do. Through the superannuation system, we actually are the investors as well. Okay, all right. I'm not going to elaborate that a bit more. I just want to give you a bit of outlook about the societal marketing concept. Okay, so in brief, there are 5 concepts in about marketing management orientation or marketing philosophies: production, product, selling concept, marketing concept, and societal marketing concepts. Okay, they drive the company, they direct the company in a different way. Okay. All right, guys. This one here is about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That this one helps us understanding the customer's need. So based on this theory, Maslow said that customers would satisfy the physiological need, and then they elevate to the next level until the self-actualization level. Okay, so some products may be designed meeting certain needs of the customers. Okay, if you design your water, drink water, for instance, to meet the physiological need, then you need to design that as like Mount Franklin's, for instance. But if you want to offer water, bottled water, for those who have self-esteem or showing the sense of belonging or status, then you may want to design your water brand differently, like Blink H2O. Guys, if you Google Blink H2O, you'll be able to find the design of that product. And actually, they use glass bottle, and they design their brand that looks like a wine. So when you open the bottle, when you open the lid, you'll feel like you're opening a bottle of wine. Okay, so that's how they've that's the thing that they're giving for the customers who focus more on the self-esteem need, for instance. Okay, right. I tried to give you an illustration in terms of using this Maslow's hierarchy of need theory. Okay? Right. Needs and wants are fundamental in understanding marketing concepts, what needs are basically defined as the state of felt deprivation, or the state of we're lacking of something. We are missing something. Okay, so imagine if you leave your mobile phone at home, you are lacking of something. Okay, so that's when we say we have a need. Okay? Wants are basically a particular form a need might take. So want has the influence of culture and personality. So when we say we are hungry, we actually talk about need. Okay, because when we say we are hungry, we need to eat. Okay, so when we say we are hungry, we talk about need level. Okay, then some people may say a hamburger, or a burger, for instance, or a sandwich or noodle. Okay, that is when we talk about want. Okay, because noodle, sandwich, sushi, for instance, and so on and so forth, are basically reflecting the influence of the culture and personality of that person. Okay, so hopefully by that you can differentiate the term need and want. Okay, need is basically at basic level, if you like. It reflects the state of felt deprivation, the state of lacking of something. Want is actually a particular form a need might take, which is influenced by culture and personality. Okay. Right, I'm going to skip that. Now, demand is not a concept. Demand is actually want that is backed up by buying power. So, if you like mathematical symbol, demand is want plus dollar sign. Okay, so sometimes in one industry we say that consumers' wants are quite high. Consumers want a certain product, for instance, but if the purchase power is low, that means the demand is quite low. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to talk about these concepts, guys. I'm fully aware about the time that we have, but there are some a bit of information about demand management, basically. Okay. The next thing that I'd like to discuss is the concept market. Market actually consists of actual and potential buyers. So when we say market, it is not about the location we purchase something, but it is about customers. So market in here is about customers. They are buyers. They consist of actual and potential buyers, okay, of our product or the product that we are analyzing, all right? Now, in the beginning of this our discussion tonight, we say that relationship is key in marketing. Okay, so the challenge in there is how do we measure a relationship? Okay, how do we know that we have created a fantastic relationship with the customers? Okay, so marketers and experts suggest the concept customer satisfaction. Okay, customer satisfaction is actually the stage when the product's perceived performance matches the buyer's expectation. Okay, right. So that may sound a little bit complicated. Okay, let's imagine we want to buy a handphone. Okay, we are analyzing a number of brands. Let's say we come up with one brand, iPhone. Okay, when we make that decision, I want to buy an iPhone or Samsung Galaxy or HTC or whatever. Okay, when we want to buy this mobile phone, we have a set of expectations. Agree or not? Okay, and we buy the product. Okay, we buy that. Let's say iPhone or Samsung Galaxy or HTC, and then we use it. When we use it, right, we are going to assess whether it matches our expectation or not. The performance of the product matches our expectation or not. If it does, then our satisfaction is quite high. Okay, so what is the customer's expectation when they are satisfied? Well, they can recommend the product or the brand to the other people, to their friends, their relatives, and so on and so forth. Right? They can comment, they can give good feedback for the companies. Right, guys, you may recall that when Apple, for instance, announced that they would launch iPhone 7 on the 16th of September in Sydney. 2 days before that, people started, some people lined up in front of the store. Okay, so that reflects customer satisfaction, right, with the previous product. So they're committed to buy the new product. Okay, so that's customer satisfaction. Now, I enjoy reading your posting, guys. For Module 1, some people talk about, okay, the question in Module 1 actually revolves around examples or experience that you have had before when you purchase a product or service, right? So, so customer satisfaction is actually about that, right? When it does match, when the product perceived performance matches the buyer's expectation, then the customer satisfaction is high. Okay? The other concept is customer value. Customer value is actually the difference between the value of the product or the benefit of the product or service and the costs that the customers are paying for. right? So if we go back to our handphone, to our buy handphone scenario, okay, when we want to buy a handphone, we have, we analyze the benefit. What is the benefit of this product, right? iPhone, Samsung Galaxy, HTC, and so on and so forth, right? And we know the cost that we must pay for, okay, with a contract system or whatever, okay? So the difference between those two basically reflects the customer's value. Okay, the difference between the cost that the customers are paying for and the benefit or the value of the product or service that they gain, right? So that reflects customer value. Okay, that is another concept that we also need to understand in terms of foundation of marketing. Okay, I'm going to skip some of the slides. Now, this one here is, again, marketing is an exchange. Again, as discussed before, this is another key concept, fundamental, one of the foundation in marketing as well. So it is actually about, exchange is actually about obtaining something through releasing something else. Okay, so we release something to gain something else in return. That's what we mean by exchange. Okay? So there you go, guys. These are the core marketing concepts to help us understanding what marketing is. Okay. Now, if you look at the definition from the American Marketing Association or Kotler that we discussed before, we did not use the concept product for a number of reasons. Right. First, the concept product can be associated to physical product, whilst to meet the customer's need, it takes more than just physical product. Okay, it takes the physical goods, services, and also experience to build the relationship with the customers. Okay, to run the exchange process with the customers. In fact, some organizations may only offer experience. Okay, if you look at in Sydney, we have the water park like Wet and Wild or Water Boom, for instance. I believe in Gold Coast we also have that kind of the water park as well in Gold Coast. Okay, so when people buy the tickets, it's not because they want to get a piece of paper, but they want to get the experience, fun experience. Right, so that's the one that they're buying actually. Okay, and in some, if you look at the tangible products, a lot of tangible products, a lot of companies who manufacture tangible products such as handphone or consumer electronics and other products also build the experience, also build the service into it to get the differentiation, right? That's the reason why we use the term market offerings, okay? So we use the term market offerings in our definition because to meet the customer's need, it takes more than just physical product, okay? And the second reason is if we use the term product, it may be associated to physical product, okay? All right, so that's the first, that is one of the key concepts in marketing as well. Okay, we discussed about value satisfaction before. We discussed about the exchange. We discussed market and also needs, want, and demand. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an understanding about core marketing concepts. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to skip this one, guys, and this is another thing that I'd like to highlight. We discussed about the term value, and what is value proposition? Well, value proposition is actually a set of benefits or value that the company promises to deliver to meet the customer's need. That's what we mean by value proposition. Okay, so the best way to damage a business is not to deliver the promise for the customers. Okay? Just briefly about the component of strategic marketing. There are some components. We need to understand the competitive forces or competitive analysis, economic forces, political, legal, technological, social, cultural, right? That is basically, if you look at that, that is affecting the offering that we design for the customers, okay? Right, now just briefly about the 4Ps, the marketing mix. Again, guys, when you define marketing, marketing mix is actually a set of offering that we designed to meet the customer's need. Okay, so the keyword in marketing is again not about the marketing mix, but it is more about the value exchange. The exchange and value and relationship that we try to achieve with the customers. Okay, we have product, price, place, and promotion in our marketing mix. And in saying that, what I try to say is basically this is what we call as the core marketing mix variables. And recently, the economic people have suggested the other variables. They label them as the extended marketing mix variables. Okay, product, price, place, promotion. I'm not going to discuss this more detail. Can you please have a look? Okay. All right. Now these four are basically the extended marketing mix variables. All right. The experts suggest that these four extended marketing variables are critical for the services industry. Okay, they include people, process, physical evidence, and partnership. Okay, some other textbooks suggest 7 P's that includes partnership, and the one that we use refer to 8 P's. Okay, people in here revolves around the team that generates the customer experience. Right, think about David Jones, for instance. To drive to build the customer's experience, it also takes some people working in the organization to deliver a customer's experience. Process refers to the system that the organization used to deliver the service to the customers. Physical evidence includes the tangible and intangible cues, so customers will find that the service has been delivered. Okay? Partnership is actually about the other business alliance that helps us deliver the value for the customers. Okay? Right, so there you go. There are the 8 P's that we just discussed briefly. Okay. All right. Any questions, guys? Before we move on to the next one.
No, all good.
All good. Okay. Now, if you don't have any questions, what I'm going to do is just briefly to discuss the second PowerPoint presentation slides, the second PowerPoint presentations that that thing has prepared for us. Okay, and after that, I'm going to allocate a bit of time if you have questions. Okay. There are the 8 P's that we just discussed. Say that again. I couldn't hear you clearly, Mike.
Sorry?
Yep, sorry, I couldn't hear you clearly, sorry.
No, sorry, I wasn't speaking.
Okay, all right, cool. Guys, can I suggest that we leave the meeting room again and come back before we are ejected?
Okay.
Okay, thanks.